Hi everyone, this is Res and I am a data scientist here in Germany. For today's video, I am going to walk you through on things that I noticed that are really important and what I could have done better in my first year as a data scientist. If you're an upcoming data scientist or analyst, or even if you're not in one of those fields, but you will also handle stakeholder requests in your line of work, this information will also be helpful for you. Before I begin, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. So, upon getting a job, one thing I wish I knew better was scoping. Scoping is about outlining all the work required to complete the project successfully. And this includes defining the objectives and goals, the deliverables, the data requirements, tools and technologies, and timelines. One area I could have improved in the scoping phase was in better defining the objectives and goals. There's a saying, a problem well stated is half solved. And this is really true. This underscores the importance of setting clear and measurable objectives. Clearly defining the desired outcomes and establishing how success will be measured is crucial for guiding the project towards its intended results. So when I started the project, I recognized the need for improvement in this area. Although I had a rough idea of the desired outcomes, I wasn't an expert in a specific domain. And this made it challenging to define clear objectives that align with the project goals. My initial approach of relying heavily on research and self-learning instead of directly engaging with stakeholders who were the subject matter experts contributed to this challenge. In addition to defining objectives, I also struggled with identifying the necessary data requirements and the appropriate methodology to approach the problem. My attempt to fill this gap through independent research and then reading articles, rather than leveraging the expertise of stakeholders, led to a lot of inefficiencies. I avoided asking too many questions to the stakeholders, fearing that I might burden them. However, this approach resulted in a lot of wasted time, as the information I found often didn't directly address my specific questions, and understanding the domain took much longer than anticipated. So while I understand that self-learning can be really valuable for gaining an introduction to a topic, I now realize that I should have prioritized over-communicating with the stakeholders, meaning building connections by asking questions directly and clarifying my understanding would have been far more effective. This could be done by establishing more frequent meetings with stakeholders and adjusting the frequency as my understanding deepened. So that's really what I learned about some aspects in scoping. So next is expectation management. Don't promise a lot of things you're not sure you can deliver. I noticed that most often the expectations from the stakeholders around AI are quite high, since AI is glorified as a solution that solves everybody's problem, which we know is not really true. So there might be some requests that are almost impossible to deliver. And maybe it can be solved, but it requires a lot of resources and time. And as a technical person, you must be able to manage this kind of expectations. Do not just say yes if you are unsure you can deliver it, or if it is not sure that it is technically possible. And if you're not sure, take some time to research these things. Do not overpromise. If the request is too big, negotiate and break it down into smaller deliverables and test the easier problem first. Be very transparent about your capabilities, your limitations, timelines, and potential challenges, and make sure to avoid overpromising and also avoid under-delivering. So the next critical aspect is the communication plan and feedback loops. It's really essential to involve stakeholders in planning and decision-making process to ensure their needs and concerns are really considered, and to also set mutually agreed upon expectations. As I mentioned earlier, over-communicating is crucial for building trust and relationships with stakeholders, but what frequency is best? Some opt for daily updates for 15 minutes, others prefer 1 hour meeting per week, some meet twice a week for 30 minutes, and others even meet when there's a result. So personally, I'm not a fan of communicating only when there are results, because it reduces pressure to finish tasks, it slows the feedback loop, and also diminishes connection. I find that 1 hour per week is a good starting point, but if there is a lot of things to investigate still, twice a week for 30 minutes is better, and this schedule allows for ample work time between meetings while also providing frequent feedback loop. So there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer for the communication plan and feedback loops. Really, situations vary, but be sure to avoid under-communicating with your stakeholders. Another important thing is defining success metrics. We know that when studying data science, our focus really tends to be on the model accuracy metrics, such as accuracy, RMSE, MAE, AUC, F1 score, and so on, you name it. However, we often overlook the business impact, and meaning the business impact is the tangible effects of a data science project on the business operations. And these impacts include financial metrics, time savings, cost reductions, and operational efficiencies. I know that it is really crucial to aim for the most accurate model. It is equally important to consider how these models translate into business values. So for instance, understanding how much error existed before your solutions and setting a target for reducing that error can illustrate the business or the project's impact more effectively. Similarly, quantifying cost savings or other operational improvements helps bridge the gap between technical accuracy and business relevance. So yes, those are the points that I want to talk about in this video. It is really important to know about scoping, especially defining objectives and goals, learning about expectation management, knowing your communication plan, and also defining your success metrics. There are still a lot of things I've learned along the way, thankfully, and I want to share that with you. So if you're an aspiring data scientist or data analyst, I hope you learned something new in this video that you could also apply when you handle your first project. Thanks for watching. Bye.